What are we doing for the intro?
Balls.
Look.
Same shit all over again.
Yeah, man. Oh, that was a nice crack.
Oh yeah, I've got a great crack. Legacy is coming to a close.
Yay!
I've liked it. I don't know about him by that reaction,
No.
but I've personally quite liked Legacy. I was here collecting from the beginning. I started off properly being able to collect in Kingdom, and this trilogy has been quite fulfilling for me. You know, getting all sorts of various figures.
Exactly.
Only about half of these are mine, but...
Well, yeah, you like everything. You
Yeah.
like all sorts of different lines, or different universes. So it's really catered to that. And as a new fan, it's incredible how much variety is being done here, not just G1, which I find really good.
I mean, there's plenty of G1 in here, but Legacy's really managed to step outside of that, and we can appreciate it for it. Now, the leader class has changed, as we all know. I personally love it. I'm more than happy with all of these figures. There is one exception to this, because he's not actually advertised as a leader, but he's leader price, so he's here on the table. But yeah,
I was thinking about a different one.
which one are you thinking of?
Thundertron. That pack.
That's not mainline, is it? That's Star Raider.
Ah, yes, I forgot
Yeah.
it was a capsule.
We're not doing capsules.
It's okay. It's
We're not
okay.
doing capsules. We don't have that many figures. You know what would be a really good idea for this bit that I'm doing?
What?
If I brought down an old leader.
Yeah, go on. Go on.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. How much did they go for then?
Same price.
Oh,
2007 leader class Nightwatch Optimus Prime, the UK version. Now, while I transform this, we can discuss the elephant in the room, which is that this is about double the size and plastic mass of that. I understand that people feel, if they've been collecting that long or they have any old leaders like this, the new leaders are a lot less justified, it seems.
Yeah, I think in that regard, they're obviously trying to scale things and make sure that each character looks good with the next one.
Yeah.
But also I find that when I look at older figures, maybe not leader class, most of the alt modes in these newer figures are they're good. However, the robot modes also feature new articulation points that the older ones didn't. Sure, they have worse joints, as in friction joints or plastic ratchets, but overall, the robot modes are more condensed and the engineering is a lot...
They used to do that.
Yes, the engineering is a lot more clever as well in some cases.
This is a prime example of an old leader. This is a lot of people's favourite leader class, or at least from the films. It's a little bit ropey. He's a tad wee bit ropey, but you know, there's still appreciation for this guy. But modern leader isn't trying to do the same thing as this. Commander classes. Modern leaders are the upper end of the regular mainline.
And they're not all big ticket items like the Commander class. They're not this 1 or 2 times a year purchase that you make. They're released and they go on shelves for people to purchase, so...
Yeah. Not that we're familiar with Commander class or anything.
Yeah, go watch the video, you f***ers.
But yeah. Should we get into them now?
How am I going to fit in there? Okay.
Transformers Legacy, Leader Class G2 Universe, Laser Optimus Prime.
I'm not one who collects lots of Optimus Primes. I don't like to. I collect Optimus Primals, which is just silly of me. However, it is one that I've wanted to get a few times over. I like the Toctatron one, but I primarily like the Scourge, or what's trying to be RID Scourge. I need one for the HasLab that comes out next year, and I will get one, but that's the only time I've actually looked at it.
It's got a few different features, you know, various bits and bobs, like the big Yoo-hoo shoulders and the Matrixel leader sweep. Decent posing, Earthrise Prime legs, you know, the works. Honestly, I find this figure a little bit bland. But the thing that really stood out with this mold for me was stuff we'll get to later with transformation, but also this is probably the first time they nailed a trailer at leader class. Like, beyond just being a good trailer and a battle station that actually had some transforming to do, you could take this off and give him a gun. You could take this off and do whatever the f you wanted with it.
To me, these flaps look a little shaky, look a little, I don't know, cheap. It has play features. It has various things it can do. Yeah, I don't mind Kingdom Rodimus's trailer, just because it's got a few fun play features. and it's a bit more solid than this. I always find these kind of trailers tacky. So do you actively display things in base mode? Do you like using base modes?
Honestly, if I had the room to, I would.
I think the accessories are decent as well. Bit weird.
Yeah.
Bit 90s, bit G2, but I can appreciate. Wow. Oh, don't be sarcastic.
Now, I love this mold. This is one of my all-time favorite molds, as you saw recently and we'll see again. It's and shit and fucking cock and balls in my mouth.
I don't mind this. However, it was one of the first Transformers I actually bought.
Legacy Leader Class Galvatron is easily my favorite mold from Kingdom, and it has been brought to fruition here in Legacy in clean. There's no dirty tits, there's no shitty backwards shoulders. I probably wouldn't mind upgrading my Kingdom one to this guy. My Kingdom figure is very well loved. Like, there's a little bit of plastic wear from just the amount that he's been played with. Some of the joints have worn down over time, but seeing him nice and pristine like this is actually making me a little bit nostalgic.
So, even though I enjoy this figure, I'm currently falling back in love with the design, and specifically the 86 repaint. Colour of purple that they're doing looks really, really good, and I like the fully opaque cannon.
To be honest, there's not much that I can say about this guy beyond the fact that I like it. It's not really a Legacy figure, it's more of a Kingdom figure. You can feel that in just everything about it, but shut up, this is still in my top 5 out of all of the leader classes from the line. Anyways.
Why is
Sacky ballsack!
why is Tigerhawk currently levitating? The start of Gangster's Paradise is playing.
No, it does look like he's levitating because it's brown, doesn't it?
Yeah.
His hands are falling off.
Ah, another one I don't have. Are they actually like hand molded things, or?
Yep. This is probably the most divisive figure from the year 1 of Legacy that isn't a deluxe that's named Point Blank. Some people love it, some people hate it. Legacy Leader Class Blitzwing is quite lovely in my opinion. These are bugs, these rocket pods. They have lived in the accessory tub forever. They are They shouldn't have been included.
See, I don't have one of these. Haven't really played with one. However, it's a design and mold that I always like the look of. Seeing the colours in person, especially that yellow top, this is a mold I may pick up one day. I may get overcharged. I don't know if this is just general QC issues or a specific case here, but there are quite a lot of loose little parts on this that I don't like.
This mode isn't amazing. The arms, they can't go backwards at all. I'll probably go more into it in a repaint review one day. But, you know, it's a figure that I could best describe as okay. There are problems, there are things that I like, but there's an even balance of it. So far, it's not the worst figure that we've seen and looked at. Legacy, Leader Class, Beast Wars Universe, Transmetal 2, Megatron. I'm sure that he's going to have something to say about the thing next to him in regards to this. I'm going to let him start us off.
I'm not even actually going to talk about this.
Really? It's just going to sit there?
It's just going to sit there because ultimately they're two different figures. They're totally different things and they shouldn't be compared in any regard. Getting into this guy, he has an annoying issue with the head. I think Mr. Batty fixed this, but sometimes the head won't slide in properly. I don't really care. I leave him standing upright on my shelf. This guy just comes with a blast effect. I don't mind it. It comes at a downward angle out of the dragon's mouth.
Yeah, that is a little bit of a problem.
Which I don't like, so I never use it.
You can give it to him as a fire club.
The robot mode on this guy is actually quite solid. I find, you know, the plastic ratchets are nice.
This guy, he's one that I never had any intention on getting. He's pretty nice looking, but there are little issues that I have. I think that the right arm brings it down a little bit in terms of that look, because it's just so much smaller and more spindly, and you know, there's a lot to love about this guy. I can see it. I just don't have any connection to this design, and because of that, I can only think of it objectively as a toy. Which
is good. That's what I like. I'm very biased to this design because I like Beast Wars and Transmetals. I originally almost never bought this because I was too busy thinking about this one and how I didn't like how red it was. This is totally different.
I thought you weren't going to talk about it.
No. Let me say my piece. This almost seems like an homage to the original toy rather than the cartoon.
That's Legacy. Year 1, it was a bit of a ropey start for the leaders. Some of them were really good, some of them were just carryovers. but each of them had their own little flaws that I didn't quite vibe with. They're all right figures. They're a lot of fun. They are much more fun focused than some of the later ones, which we are going to start talking about with Legacy Evolution, Leader Class, Armada Universe, Megatron. This is a figure I do not like. There's stuff that I like, but it's not my favorite thing in the world. Not by any means necessary. The paint, immaculately applied. The actual colors, ripped straight out of the show, the proportional changes that they've gone through for it, they look absolutely tremendous. I'm a big fan. But the actual feel of the toy and the features that it has, I'm just not here for it, you know? Like...
Ah, so yours has... Oh dear.
Yeah. These, I had to screw in a lot tighter and they've still worn back down. You know, there's little problems with the build quality on mine.
Wow, I didn't realise yours was so floppy.
Yeah, no, that's
Okay.
why I'm so indifferent to
Fair
it.
enough. My experiences are different. I don't remember exactly how the joints are on mine. With the QC issues, if that was on your copy, then I can see why you'd hate this thing.
Yeah.
Because it needs those joints to actually feel any type of play value.
Hips are like the most essential thing for a figure to feel good. It doesn't get talked about enough, but different joints being loose can massively impact. And hips and waist swivels, if they are loose, that can instantly diminish the feel of a toy like that. Overall, bit iffy on this.
I can see why. I like it, and that's what mine suffices. I don't need the Galvatron, but that's because my joints are fine.
I do honestly think that's the second best engineered out of all of these released. Legacy, Evolution, Prime Universe, Skyquake. What can I really say about this figure in particular? You know, there's just a vast amount that I love about the way that it's constructed and the way that it's built and all the features that it has. The double elbows, the optional ab crunch, the proportions, the way that the actual dynamicism of Prime has been carried over here. There's only one major problem. The left hip. The right hip. Fucking hell! Jesus! The faulty hip ratchet that I have on this guy that also carries over to my Dreadwing are, you know, a big problem. But that aside, if this didn't have that, these molds would probably be my favorite of just the entire Legacy trilogy, in Leader Class at least.
I remember when you got these, and you were very, very happy with them.
You know, this was the moment where you started to notice a change in the design language from the Cybertron level designs that you had back then, with more greebling, more random mechanical detail, and what could be smooth surfaces. This looks like a Prime design that has been adapted for CHUG.
I love it.
I love it as well. Also, this was the first figure of my modern collecting journey that I tried to figure out without the instructions, because I do that quite often. Usually, if it's like a higher end figure, like a commander or something, I'll go by the instructions because I don't want to break it, but anything leader class or below, I try and go without. This was the first figure that stumped me in the transformation because of how advanced it is. But no, this is a figure that I quite like, and how do you make it
Stay in
better?
my stomach. You put it in blue.
Nice, beautiful blue.
Off, Boris.
Legacy Evolution Leader Class Prime Universe Dreadwing, which is the same thing as the guy we just looked at, but this time the hip still has a ratchet, but it's f***y.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, I prefer this one because the colours are a bit prettier, kind of like the gun.
So, for me, when you say the colours make that better for you, I can kind of agree. The colours are really nice. My favourite colour is green. So I will naturally go towards that one. What's his name? Don't know. Whatever. But this guy, it's a nice colour palette.
Honestly, sticking these two side by side is a work of art.
I mean, that gun looks great as well.
Yeah, both guns look great, honestly.
They do.
I know that some people prefer the Gatling cannon. I like these equally.
Yeah, I can't decide.
If I could only keep 2 leaders out of all of these, even though these aren't my favorite and they've got that hip issue, I love these so much as a little unit together that I would just keep them.
When I watch Prime, I'm gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, Legacy Evolution was a bit of a here, there, and everywhere type of year. You know, there were some figures where they were just absolutely knocked out of the park. It was a much less ropey year than Legacy Year 1. The designs had kind of began to step away from the Cybertron aesthetic, but UC issues were pretty rampant, at least with the figures that I got from that year. And I can't ignore that in my judgment of those. But I'd still say it's probably a better year than Legacy Year 1.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I won't get into what I'm going to say about the next year, but yeah.
Yeah. And that next year, Legacy United, which we're about to begin, with a figure I've never touched. Legacy United Leader Class Beast Wars Universe Tigerhawk is something that I'm going to have to let Kian take the lead on.
So Tigerhawk is one that I kind of waited to go on sale. I don't like buying leaders at £55.
No.
That's like, you know, quite a bit of money to spend on a figure that don't always justify.
Sound guy's dead. Sound guy's dead.
Oh.
No.
This guy has a lot of accessories and features that to me justifies the price I paid.
Yeah.
And depending on if you like paying leader class price, I'm sure it'll probably justify it for you.
I'm honestly, when I picked this up and I realized how heavy he is compared to the other ones that we've looked at, I was like, ooh.
Move his legs.
Oh, that's juicy. Oh, I could this thing.
So you know how good Transmetal 2 Megatron is? They knocked it out of the park with his adversary. It's brilliant. Aside from the beast mode being a bit of a brick.
The shoulders are a bit weird.
Yes, the shoulders are very weird. Aside from the beast mode being a brick, it's a great robot mode. And it's a great figure in its entirety.
To be fair, I never looked twice at this thing because, for one thing, I don't even know who this motherfucker is. Like,
Do you not know?
I've not seen that far into the show.
Can I say?
Sure.
It's...
Wait, weren't they f***ing?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I like this. I think that there's a lot of good feeling here. This is a really heavy figure. This is far heavier than anything else we've looked at so far. The hips kind of bother me a little bit because they've got this little hoop outwards and then they're friction joints, but they're good friction joints. I've not felt anything on this guy that feels bad at all. Even the wings have a little ratchet to it. Once again, I don't know who the he is.
Yeah, but you've got to admit, he's a cool design.
Oh yeah, he is. But, like, wacky as shit.
Because he's a bird and a tiger fused together.
Do you think he's got a and a you try?
Let's find out.
Legacy United, Leader Class, Sandstorm.
Go on then, get into this fella.
Yes. I wish I could. Is beautiful in my eyes. This thing strikes such a decadent balance of exactly what I wish CHUG was. This thing is a fusion of the G1 toy and the G1 cartoon model. It's taken the proportions of the G1 cartoon model, it's taken like some aspects of the design, like the lankiness and some of the details, and then it has realized that design is a little bit shit. So let's slap the toy colors, the toy head, and the toy details on it. And it nails it. It knocks it out of the park. He just nails in my book, except for the glaring issue. I'm going to hand it to you and wait till you find out what that is.
That's all the gap. Oh wow, that does not tab in
Just move on. Just move the arm.
Oh,
It does not tab in
Brilliant.
at all. Other than that, I really like him. He's got no ratchets. He's got no traditional leader features. He's a lot smaller than a lot of the other ones. The only one that's smaller than him is that's actually a leader is Blitzwing. But that aside, you know, and overall, you can just look at this thing and tell there is an undeniable quality of the design.
I think the back of the legs that I'm currently staring at is a bit annoying.
They're a little bit
The
rough,
backpack can
but-
be forgiven.
Yeah, here's the thing though. I don't mind that, mostly because, for one thing, it doesn't bring any more weight to the behind. That's also for the transformation.
Well,
And
yeah, I need
also the dark colors. Dark colors and hollowness is how
True.
you do it properly, just
Yeah.
like with Tiger Hawk. But overall, I think so far this has gotten the best balance of fucking nails it and has very minor problems.
that. Break out.
We can do. The version of this mold that I actually enjoy, Legacy United, Leader Class, Armada Universe, Galvatron. Yes.
No, wrong one.
He's prettier. There we go.
He is. Pretty much.
No,
Yeah.
He feels better.
Do you think that's luck or they fixed the tolerances?
I think that's luck. He's not perfect, but he's just better than that.
Yeah.
The shoulders on mine were a bit worse out of the box, so I had to screw them in.
Mm.
The hips are not horrible.
Still bad though.
It's still bad. The ratchets,
Still crumbly.
but he feels as bad, if not slightly better, than Megatron did. I like the colours quite a bit more, but mostly, this is a nostalgia connection because I have got It's just sitting.
All I hear is...
Hembo's just sitting there squatting, just like.
What angle are you getting? Oh,
You are literally redder than the tomatoes in that fucking pasta. You weren't even doing that. You were kind of like.
just hold your breath for a bit more. It's not showing on camera.
There we go. The colours on this, I just much prefer because of not only this nostalgic connection, but they're so much more vibrant. I can't tell if he's supposed to be smiling or screaming.
Let me see. Bit of both. It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's just not the best thing ever. It's okay. It is just a repaint with a new head.
Right. I don't like that at all.
Legacy United, Voyager class, Soundwave. What the f*** are you doing here? Well, he's got
Leader class.
3 mouths to feed, you know? He's got 3 little chidlers. Go watch the review if you want to hear us talk about that. Anyway, now, I did do a whole outro on why this guy isn't a leader class in my review. That took like 2 minutes.
Okay.
Where I put him into a currency converter and I looked at the Hasbro Pulse listings and I compared that to the listings and why it was a Voyager and not a leader. It is a Voyager. This is just a repaint of Netflix Soundwave, which is a Voyager class, but he's packed in with a core class and 2 Micromasters, which bring up the cost. But everyone calls him a leader. People would whinge if he wasn't here, so he's here. I like this. I like it a lot. This is one of my favourite releases of this year.
Really?
Yeah. It's just an innate fun factor to a Soundwave that has 3 cassettes. There's something so distinctive.
Not bad. It's good paint. Good paint.
Yeah, except for the rough application of the grey.
Yeah, I don't mind it, but then again, it's just the Voyager mold. I'm not going to buy this.
You have the mold in the collection
Exactly.
that you like it. There's just some switch in my brain that it tingles. I don't consider it a leader class. If people do consider it a leader class, they complain about it being a leader class. But I'm satisfied with the amount that I paid for it. I think that this feels more like a gift set than it does a leader figure. And I'll stand by it. Maybe leave it in the comments if you think that it's worthwhile.
Not maybe, do.
Yeah,
Leave it in the comments.
do. Comment. Let's do it!
No, I did know that was coming, to be honest. Who the hell is that?
Legacy United, leader class overcharge.
Holy shit, he's cool.
He's really cool, isn't he? He's
Yes.
not PNG at all.
No.
This thing is definitely in front of us right now. And we definitely own it early. But
Oh, 100%.
yeah, 100%. We've seen it. We know what it looks like. We can talk about it briefly.
Yeah.
We don't know how the tolerances are going to hold up. Nobody knows how the tolerances are going to hold up. I mean, we do because we have it, but
Oh, yeah, obviously.
we both
Look at
have one. Yeah, look at it.
Please don't edit some weird things there.
He's a grey and green Blitzwing.
Colours don't look too bad.
Yeah, colours don't look too bad at all.
I like the shade of green on him.
Oh yeah, the
It's-
shade of
it's-
green's really nice.
It's not
I
bad.
like the fact that there's a couple of different greys on him. It
Mm,
kind of gives him a little bit more of a presence.
yeah,
But overall, he's just Blitzwing again.
exactly. And is he going to be the triple changer I go for when I want a triple changer? No, I'm probably going to go for Sandstorm.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're a contrarian.
What the hell is even that?
I don't know. Anyway, let's
Next
get
one.
this guy out of here.
Yeah.
Legacy United, Leader Class, Galaxy Shuttle. I've only briefly played with him and I didn't know how to transform the figure at that point, so I just kind of
Oh,
sat
yeah.
there and failed, and then you were just like, no, give me that before you break him.
I was scared because obviously I didn't know that this was going to get a reissue. I just thought, get off my toy.
Yeah.
I love the paint on him.
This guy's built a lot better than my Astro Train, I'll say that much.
Okay.
And honestly, I think he might wear the colours that he's wearing a little bit better than Astro Train wears his. Time will tell about if DCS Astro Train, who we will see
Ooh.
soon, will be better.
I love it. It goes with my Victory collection anyway,
Yeah.
of which I'm still waiting for 2 figures to come into. Iron Factory, release them. But he's really, really good. He's one of the figures that I got lucky. I think I bought him on Vinted, and I got him for about 50 quid. So,
Yeah.
you know, kind of leaderish price. Not the Legacy United version. This was the Velocitron one,
Yeah.
was it? He's got really nice paint app. All I can say about him is the mold is actually good. The transformation is intuitive and it works quite well. I find it really, really fun.
Great figure.
Yeah.
Great figure. Great mold.
Glad it's getting a reissue,
Oh, yeah.
re-release, redo. I don't really hold figures for their value much.
Mm.
So,
But he's good. He's
happy.
good. I think that's all of them in
Robot man.
the robot modes.
How long does that
So,
take? Woof!
that's longer than the Commanders.
Yeah. It's because there's so many more.
Yeah. Right, do you want to go in Tesco's and we can transform them?
Yeah, can do. But I will say, do you want to open presents? Louis, yours is the bigger.
Mine's the
Ava,
bigger.
yours is the smaller. You told me what that is, but I've forgotten, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yes.
Hell yeah. That's scaring me.
Why?
Because it's that.
No, it's not. Don't do that. I had to wrap that on Friday night.
Oh, isn't it? Would you look at that? Isn't he familiar?
You know, my idea was, I'm going to force that in your collection. I'm glad you picked mine up and went, oh, that's quite nice. I want one of them.
If you're wondering why he's not opening anything, yeah, I own the right leg. These are some transformed men. The alt modes here are a little bit varied.
To say the least.
Of course, there are some triple changes among this, so decided to go for the land-based modes. But I'll admit, I do have two favourites here.
It's just
in
these
this
two.
mode. No, they ain't it. They're good, but they ain't it. I will reveal them as we go. But anyway,
Yeah.
That's not sound on ceremony. Laser Prime is my favourite. Alt mode.
What?
This thing is a beautiful truck mode.
Yeah, it is.
This is like my favourite Optimus truck I own.
Fair enough. The arms actually don't look too out of place at the back there.
No.
You like the oil tanker.
Yeah, I like the oil tanker. There's a load of good detail on here. There's little barbs. There's these cables that go all the way along. The actual truck mode, it's very well proportioned. A little bit exaggerated towards the front, but you know, beyond that. Oh yeah, and there's good weapon storage both inside here and like you can plug the sword underneath. It's all very good. I enjoy it.
It's complete. It doesn't look too bad. It's a truck. Truck bed's a little long, not bad. I'm more of a monkey over truck man, but you know, it's not too bad.
Galvatron's cannon mode. It's not the best. It's not the best that this mold has to offer. That would be Straxus, in this mode at least. And to be honest, you need to fan mode it for it to not look goofy as shit. You straighten that out a bit, untap these, and all of a sudden, that's a lot more dynamic. But as is, I don't think that this is the best thing in the world. You can make a case that it's trying to reference the G1 toy with the laser gun. But as is, rough.
Yeah.
Definitely rough. I really like this tank mode.
So this is my first impression.
Yeah, obviously, elephant in the room. This tank is packing. Honestly, this is a really good functional tank, aside from the kibble. It is accurate to G1, but it's not that protruding, and it's kind of unnecessary. But overall, I don't mind it, you know? I kind of like the general look of this tank.
It's a very nice tank.
Yeah.
I just think that front bit annoys me. If I could get rid of the front bit, it would be pretty much perfect,
Yeah,
if I'm honest.
but I don't mind it.
Second favourite?
Yeah.
Yes! Finally, Beast Former.
It's just goofy, and
Hell
I
yeah.
love it.
I think this is a great, cheap alternative.
Cheap.
It's not overly cheap, but it's not that, is it?
Yeah, no, that's not... Although the fact that that was 3 times the price.
Yeah.
That feels like more than 3 times the price.
Yes, in terms of quality, this is way better than 3 times the price.
But we're not talking about him, we're talking about him. And he does the job really well. There's gaps, there's little issues here and there, but like, look at that presence.
Do you remember when I picked this guy up off the shelf again, did not touch robot mode, transformed him, and then went, I want a winged dragon.
It's kind of a testament to both of the figures, really, how similar they are. Aside from, you know, the obvious.
They compare a lot. Transformation steps do compare.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Hasbro took a lot of inspiration from this.
No, I wouldn't be surprised either.
We have yet another tank. This time, it's an H-tank. It's a much more traditional H-tank. Very much Armada Megatron in tank mode. But it's Armada Megatron in tank mode. And the problem with that is that it's Armada Megatron in tank mode. If you're looking for... if you're looking for...
Sorry, who the is that?
No, if you're looking for a realistic tank, throw this out the window. It's not happening. But you're looking for a goofy space sci-fi tank, then this is your best bet. Not your best bet because it comes in prettier colors, but it's a good enough bet. But still not bad.
No, No, definitely not bad.
And very simple transformation, you must appreciate that.
Get the other one in there.
Not yet.
Might as well. Same
Oh,
thing.
f*** it.
Ooh. And they're
That's
both boys.
incestuous.
Oh, we're going for different things here. I'm going to buzz my fist up your ass.
In this mode, once again, I prefer Dreadwing.
Okay.
There's a lot of nice paint on Skyquake, though, that is lacking from Dreadwing. The overall colour combination, Dreadwing wins. You like him more? He likes him more.
I don't mind Dreadwing.
God. Hawk. I got this into this mode and I just laughed at it a bit because it's dumb and stupid.
It really is. It's the epitome of dumb and stupid. Yeah.
The wings, they do have a little bit of articulation, but the ratchets on wings kind of don't really work in this kind of mode because you're limited with opposability. But like, they can do that and they can go whoosh. And he's got guns. You know, this is probably the worst of the two beast modes. That
Oh
we've
yeah,
looked out
definitely, definitely.
Yes.
I think Tigerhawk wins in robot mode, loses beast mode.
Hmm.
Complete opposite for Megatron.
Yeah, this is just like a stupidity machine, but like, it's in a good way, but also it doesn't do it very well in this mode.
Okay.
And I won't defend these.
I swear to God, I saw someone who managed to get him standing up on those chicken legs. I don't know what amount of Kiki's liquid he put on them. I mean, you can do it, obviously, but it's very chickeny. I'm proven wrong.
This is a damn good mode.
This vehicle mode is definitely one of my favourite parts of this figure.
It's a really good mode. The rubber tires as well.
Yeah, I don't like how this tyre is higher. This side is higher than that. Yes, and then it allows to sit.
Yeah, it slopes.
Yeah, which is what I want. I do like the car mode. It's like a dune buggy on crack.
It really is, but I do prefer his other mode,
Okay.
which we'll get to in a bit.
Yes.
First, we must look at this.
The other one.
Same thing, but in way prettier colours.
Yeah, you prefer that colour scheme, don't you?
I do.
I don't. I think they're both equal. They both do different things.
You get the same features.
It's just the paint apps.
Yes, the paint apps, and he's a little bit more solid.
Yeah.
And I do prefer this. Let it be known that I like Galvatron more than Megatron. Maybe when I review Tidal Wave, I'll do a little segment. Once again, Ickle Boy
I'm gonna have a little look at
and
this one.
his Ickle Sons.
We're still doing the Boeing thing, where he.
Yeah, it's not a brilliant mode, but at least the colours on it are consistent.
Yeah, the colours on it are decent. I think if you don't have a sound wave, just get this.
Yeah.
Because I wonder what the 86 is going to do. It'll likely be that same mould, won't it?
No.
Oh, are they doing a full new tooling?
One would think so, but it's not going to be for another 2 years at least.
It's up to you then, really.
Yeah, but I'm satisfied with this. But now, I'll get the 86 one in.
Of course you will.
Yeah.
Oh. Legacy United train. Now, remember what we said about the paint apps in the last robot mode segment? Yeah, throw that all out the window for this guy. It is just a black mass. All light kind of gets absorbed by this, and
Kind of beautiful though.
yes, it looks like a classic steam train, but to me, all of the paint is just turned on in the inside. You know, it's in there, and I don't mind it. But when it doesn't catch the light properly, like right now we're in quite a nicely lit room. When it doesn't catch the light properly, you lose the details on the actual body of the train. I don't mind it, but it's definitely not my favourite mode. I don't think.
That's fair. I like it. I like the way that the train mode looks.
I
think
definitely
that
like the sculpt of it.
No. I'm talking about the consistency that it brings with the colours.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The little pops of white that occasionally just poke their heads out. Just all it needs. And especially how much these silver wheels stand out. And of course, you can take Le Tender and put it in his arse for a nice mismatched off-colour tender.
Yeah, a bit silly. Definitely a good train mode.
Yeah, but I think we've got to address the alternate modes.
Yes, the triply moods.
Now, of these three modes, one is good. The other two,
I think it's quite clear what order I put these in. 1, 2, 3.
no.
Yeah, I didn't realise how encumbered it was.
It's a little bit encumbered.
When you pick it up, it's not too bad, but then when you actually realise it's supposed to be a plane.
I've seen people reference that this is probably negative space. You're just supposed to pretend that all of the can isn't there, and then that's the plane.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this is a physical object in the material universe, and it's compromised more than a little. I can appreciate some things this is doing. I like the consistency of the colour on top. I like the little paint details and the wings, the way the wings folded out from the robot mode. But the underside is unforgivable.
Well, I like what you were saying about the tan. It's like the Disney go away green. It's like they've painted it all tan, obviously to go with the character, but it's like you're supposed to ignore that it's there.
It's got landing gear. It doesn't touch the ground.
Oh, for f***'s sake.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Rough. In this mode, at least. I like the other stuff, but this is not the best. What is the best, however, is this.
Wait, yeah. No, that's crazy that there was a car mode in there as well.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm liking this. I'm liking it.
Yeah. It's a really, really good cargo chopper mode.
It really is. It just tidies away so nicely.
Yeah. Like, the rotors could spin better. That's my only criticism.
Yeah, I suppose.
This is the peak of triple changer engineering. I don't think that there's been a better one that Hasbro have worked on in a long time. And like, yeah, you could make a case for 86 Springer or Siege Springer, but those are two very similar modes. These modes have
Totally
nothing
different.
in common.
Yeah. Apart from they're orange.
I don't mind this. The front is pretty good. The back is okay. But put them together, and there's a little bit of an intersect where they just don't seem to meld. I like it a little bit more in the Astro Train colours because it kind of blends better.
Yes. Yeah.
But, you know, this isn't one that I'd display it in. It's a novelty. I like that it's there. But Galaxy Shuttle in shuttle mode is
rough.
For now, this is good.
Yeah, not bad.
But it could be better.
Yeah.
Could be a lot better. But now that that is finalised, who is the best? At least in these modes. Because you know this is a pretty wide range. You know, as far as the figures themselves go, I think I've made it pretty apparent which one's my favourite. Sandstorm is my favourite of all of these figures. In the leader class, in the last 3 years of Legacy, this takes the cake. It's not my favourite figure, by no means, but this is just... I don't think there's much of a comparison to be made for a lot of it. You know, it just does all of what it's doing, except that one minor piece of QC, a lot better than his peers. But still, that's not to dismay on a lot of these other figures. Galvatron, of course, he's great. I love Skyquake and Dreadwing. Tigerhawk is a lot more fun than I thought he would be. A lot more enjoyable, at least. Galvatron works for what he is. Soundwave, I don't count him towards this, but great figure. This Megatron, I would never own it. I really can't see myself enjoying the robot mode, but this Dragon, great. But some of these other figures, across
Fill the gap.
all of these molds, there are some that are lesser, I think. Tell people to avoid any of these? Probably not.
I find with some of the later stuff, they feel like leader classes. Armada Megatron literally is just a figure. There's nothing packed with him. I always, you know, my purchases, I like to count things in value.
Yeah.
I can understand Transmetal Megatron now as I've played with him more because of the size of him, especially the Dragon mode.
Yeah.
However, these later figures have more that goes with them. I love Tigerhawk, not only because it's not a bad figure, it's got a lot of accessories as well, and it has a lot of play value, in my opinion. I'm the exact same though. I cannot comment on Sandstorm. I've not even transformed him, not even properly played with him, so I don't know how he is, but I can tell from seeing him that he has the value there because of the winch and the different weapons he comes with, and all three modes being so good. I feel like exact same with the Commander class. The later figures you buy, as in the more recent figures that have released.
The more recent designs, I might add as well, because like you have there 2 War for Cybertron figures that have been reissued out here, and they don't stand quite with the figures that are in their category. They stand more like they'd be over here, but they work. Everything on this table works for what it is.
I am more likely, as I said earlier, I don't like to pay the full price for leader class. I would prefer to get things on a discount. I'm more likely to pay that price over here than I am here.
A lot of these figures could be argued to not be worth it, but that entirely depends on your willingness to spend that much on a figure. I think, honestly, the ones that people argue are the least worth it are the most in my books. Things like Tigerhawk, things like Sandstorm, the ones that people argue are good for the price are these 3 mostly, but...
Really?
Yeah.
I think they're totally wrong. As we found with the Commander class videos, I quite like when... Like, I don't mind getting a Voyager class kind of figure or size, as long as it's got features and decent engineering packed into it.
Yeah.
And that's why Sandstorm works. Tiger Hawk is a lump. He's a real lump.
He is a lump.
I'd say, arguably, he is the best value in recent times.
Overall, Legacy has had a wide margin of quality in its leader class renditions. Much wider than the commanders. Of course, we looked at every commander throughout all of the years, and we can't quite put the same criteria on leaders, but here, once again, you can see a clear progression.
Hasbro still have their issues, and they still like to redo things, pack them with stuff, and charge a higher price. But when it's new is when I personally am more likely to be interested.
Yeah. And I do wonder how Age of the Primes is going to approach the leader class, because Legacy is in the eulogy stage at the moment, where it is taking a lot of the figures that worked well, or the figures that were at least well received, and repainting them, putting them back out there for that final wave, getting all of the figures that were missed or short packed, and it can be something of a sad time for collectors to see, yes, people are giving chances with these figures, but it's the end of an era, and things are going to change in Age of the Primes. Every figure that we've seen has such a distinct visual style. It's so separate from what we've gotten. It does feel like we're stepping through a door into a new thing.
Yeah, exactly. I personally fear for a lack of variety that we have with Legacy. I know they're going to try and keep to,
Yeah, we've still got
variety,
figures that
but
have Armada Universe, Animated Universe on the box, but
what
I
they're
don't
going to
think...
look like.
Yeah, what are they going to look like? How different are they going to be from the ones that we already have? And, what will the future hold? But we will just have to wait and see. Unless, of course, the inevitable thing happens when we do one of these videos but in the 2 weeks or so between this being recorded and this being uploaded, we see the entirety of Age of the Primes Wave 1.
I think we will.
Yeah,
because
probably.
wait,
I feel like we're getting very, very close to Age of the Primes, even though Age of the Primes isn't going to start until Q2 next year.
Yeah.
Because we've still got a little bit more Legacy to go. We already have Overcharge just just down here, so we don't need to worry about him. But
yeah,
just looking back at Legacy, at least, it was a solid trilogy.
definitely.
I don't think that it was the best Hasbro's ever had to offer, but it was a return to form for Generations in a very true way. Modern updates of figures that have a bit of a twist on them.
If you're just repainting the G1 and redoing that, no thanks.
No, but Beast Wars, Prime, there's Armada, it's animated. One can only hope that that persists, but for now, even if that doesn't, I wouldn't mind if we took a new step, but we'll have to wait and see.
In 2025.
Yes, in 2025. Stay tuned for the MrLoubat extravaganza. Get me to 5k by TF Nation,
God.
and I will wear a shirt with my face on it, or a hoodie with my face on it, or something.
Yeah, okay, fair. I did that last year.
And I'll drag him along kicking and screaming.
He'll have to pay for my tickets, my hotel.
I'll
and
just
everything.
break your legs, stick you in the suitcase, and drag you along. Smuggle you in.
I'm scared.
Merry Crimbus.
Oh yes, obviously.
It's
Merry Christmas.
It's a couple of weeks away, but happy holidays if you don't celebrate. Merry Crimbus if you do.
They'll hear from us again sometime before the end of the year, won't they?
Yeah.
Won't
Post-Christmas, we will go over our top 5 and stuff.
they? Yeah.
A special thanks to one Chambolism. Get in here, Chambolism.
For being the
Get in
sound.
here, Chambolism. Get in here, Chambolism. Chambolism.
Hell yeah.
Chambolism. Hell.
What did you just sit on?
Me. Chambolism.
Hello.
Chambolism.
Hello.
Okay, there we go. Get out. Special thanks to Chambolism for monitoring the sound. Subscribe to Kian McLoyness.
Yeah, get me to 210 subscribers and I'll buy a winged dragon.
Yeah. Be sure to tune in to any of the reviews on these guys. Got a segment on Chambolism's channel for this guy. This guy, coming soon. This guy, might come up soon. Of course, this guy, yeah. These two, no. This guy. I really haven't reviewed many of these. There's reviews on 1, 2, 3 of these figures are up on the channel right now. Tune into those, and
Go watch Chambolism's on that one. That one's good.
these two. And
Yeah.
Subscribe to MrLoubat if it's the last thing you ever do.